Hello, welcome to our bonus on EFT, otherwise known as tapping. I am going to show you today how to take the affirmations that you wrote or the ones that you took that I gave you and use EFT to help implant those, to help give those even more power for you. That's the first thing I'm going to teach you. The second thing I'm going to teach you is how to use EFT to maybe break through some of those limiting beliefs that you might be feeling a little bit stuck with. First of all, let's talk about what EFT is. EFT is called Emotional Freedom Technique, or some people call it tapping. They call it tapping because simply what you do is you are lightly tapping on acupuncture points. EFT tapping, I love it because it is simple to do. Anybody can do it. You can't really make a mistake doing it. And it's very, very powerful. If you want to know a little bit more about it and how it works, do a Google search. You can find medical research even that is showing how powerful EFT is. For now, though, I want to tell you how to use it. One of the easiest ways to use it is to take those affirmations that you have and where you're going to tap on them. In just a minute, I'm going to show you where all the tapping points are and take you through it. For now, let's talk about two different ways you can do it with the affirmations. You can take one affirmation at a time. So for instance, if you had an affirmation of, I am in the process of finding the love of my life. You can tap on every tapping point saying that same statement over and over. So it would look something like this. I am in the process of finding the love of my life. I am in the process of finding the love of my life. I am in the process of finding the love of my life. And you would just keep going with the same statement till you got through all the tapping points. One thing I want to mention here is that it's important to put some feeling and some emphasis behind this when you're saying it. So don't just say, I'm in the process of finding the love of my life, right? Say it as if you mean it. I'm in the process of finding the love of my life, right? The other thing you can do is you can take a different statement for each tapping point. So for instance, you could do, I'm in the process of finding the love of my life. I am worthy of love. Love comes easily to me. And at each tapping point, you do a different statement. Now, I encourage you to do these first thing in the morning and at the end of the day. And try to, if you can do them every day, it really is going to add more power, more oomph behind those affirmations. I have a list that I work on. I always have a list of affirmations that I'm working on, and I tap on those every morning. The other thing, but if you're really trying to make a change, I like the idea of tapping on it first thing in the morning and then tapping on it again at the end of the day. The other thing you can do is if during the day you notice that you're struggling, your mindset is not as positive as you would like it to be, that might be another time. Carry around the affirmations with you. You can stop and take a moment and just tap on those affirmations. It's really simple. It's really easy. So that's the first thing I wanted to teach you. The second thing is I actually want to take you through an EFT clearing, as they call it, where we're going to acknowledge some limiting beliefs that you might have. And we're going to work on releasing those. And I'm going to do this so I teach you how to use EFT to release beliefs. And then you can use this same process and put your own limiting beliefs in there and use this system to release them. So let's talk a little bit about the process that we're going to go through. And then you're just going to follow me. Don't worry if you've never done this. It's really simple and it's easy. The first thing that we're going to do with this is we're going to tap on something called the karate chop point. And we're going to do a setup statement. And a setup statement is where we acknowledge what's going on with us. And then we acknowledge that we are willing and ready to release that. We do that because it's that pesky subconscious again. If we start just tapping on positive sometimes, our subconscious starts to say, not really. So we're bypassing that by acknowledging that we have these limiting beliefs and that we're willing to move beyond those. Then we're going to go right into the tapping points. Let me show you briefly where the tapping points are. The first one, after we do the setup statement, is right here where your eyebrow ends. The next one is the corner, that little bone right here on the corner of your eye. And then it's this bone that's right under your eye. And then this little space right here under your nose. And the space under your lip. And then we have your collarbone. So you can tap like this, or sometimes I like to just take my whole hand and tap on that. The next point, you're going to kind of look like a monkey, is under your armpits. So we're tapping under our armpits. And the last point is the top of our head. We're going to tap there. And that is called, when you start here and you get to the top of your head, that is called a round. And we are going to do a couple of rounds right now. The other thing that I want to tell you is that before we start doing this, I want you to think about whatever limiting belief it is that you're tapping on. So we're going to be talking a little bit about just scarcity and limiting beliefs in general. So when you think about dating, you think about that ideal partner being there for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I think that there's a very slim chance I'll ever find them or that they exist. 10 being I know they're there and I'm going to find them, right? Where do you fall between 1 and 10? So just kind of take a deep breath, maybe even close your eyes for a minute. Take a deep breath. Sort of center yourself, be in the moment. Take one more deep breath. And release. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in this whole idea of finding your ideal partner? And don't get too caught up in what the right number is. Usually the first number that comes to you is the right one. And you can open your eyes now. I want you to hold that number, write it down, jot it down someplace. And we are going to check in with that number at the end and see if it has come down, if it has, or if it's actually come up in this. If 1 is, I don't think there's a chance at all, and 10 is, I think that there's a wonderful chance of finding my ideal partner, and you're at a 1, we want that to come up. Sometimes when you're doing this, if you're feeling stressed about something, you're feeling, so for instance, if you're saying, I am just totally wigged out about the idea of going on this date. I am so stressed, and I'm going to use some EFT to feel better about that. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed do you feel? You might be a 10. In that case, when we finish, we want that number to come down, right? Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the setup statements on this karate chop point. And I am going to say the statement out loud, and then I'm going to be quiet. When I'm quiet, you're going to repeat the same statement that I just repeated. Here's something I want to tell you. If when I say the statement and you, as we're tapping along, something different comes to your mind, feel free to change it. You don't have to use my words. It's just a suggestion for you. I have written out a script, and we're going to go through that script, but you can always change it to something that is more meaningful to you, all right? So feel free to do that. So let's get started. We're going to start with the setup statement. We're going to say, even though in the past I have been stuck in the energy of scarcity, going forward, I choose to believe I live in an abundant universe. Even though in the past I've had beliefs that have stopped me from finding my love, I release those now. Going forward, I choose to believe that my ideal partner exists and I am going to find him. Now we're going to move on to the tapping point. So again, just follow me. In this moment, I choose to release any beliefs that are rooted in scarcity. Any beliefs that say my ideal partner is not out there. Any beliefs that say I am not enough. I choose to release them with ease. I choose to change my mindset. I choose to alter my energy so that it is in the frequency of abundance. Releasing any limiting beliefs now. Okay, when we get to the top, at the end of a round, we always want to take a deep breath. Gets the energy moving, okay? All right, we're going to move on to the next round. I live in an abundant universe, and I choose to expand my capacity to receive love. I receive with ease. I receive abundance and joy. An abundance of love. I find my soulmate with ease. I am a vibrational match to my ideal partner. I am grateful for all that I have and am receiving, including my ideal partner. Take a deep breath. Release. And we're going to do one more round. I live in an abundant universe, and I choose to welcome this abundance into my experience. Any beliefs that do not serve me, I choose to release now. I choose to release the old stories that do not serve me well. And I create new stories that support my vision. I attract what I desire into my experience. And I receive with gratitude. Take a deep breath. Okay. So one of the things that might happen when you're doing this tapping, you noticed that we acknowledged where we were, we acknowledged some of the limiting beliefs, we put some statements in there about choosing to release them with ease. We put some statements in there about receiving what we wanted. And what might happen when you're going through these rounds is that thoughts might come to you. Memories might come up, visions might come up, a feeling. Sometimes you might get a feeling in your stomach or some sort of, something in your body you might notice. Jot those down in between rounds because you might want to address those. If memories come up or other thoughts come up, those give you ideas about what else you want to tap on. And you can stop when you get to the end of the round and take that deep breath. And you can actually start to tap on some of those memories or some of those thoughts that came up. It's like following kind of a bouncing ball. It's like, where is it taking you? And you can just kind of go where it takes you until you feel done. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So practice it, okay? When you get to the end, You take that deep breath and you kind of relax. I want you to close your eyes for one more minute and take another deep cleansing breath. And on that scale of 1 to 10, thinking about 1 being the thought of there's absolutely no way I'm going to find my ideal partner, to 10 being, yes, I'm so excited. I know that they're there. Where are you now on that scale? And again, don't give it a lot of thought. The first number that pops into your mind is usually the right one. Okay, open your eyes. And that's going to give you some idea of where you are. If you started at a 1 saying there's no way, and you got to a 6, that's really good. You've made great progress. If you're only at a 3, then you might want to do this tapping some more. Repeat this, go through it more. Think about what came up for you. What else do you need to tap on? If you're starting off being super anxious or super stressed and being really negative about something, and that negativity, you can reverse the scale. That negativity is at a 10. You kind of want it to come down to, if it comes down to a 5, that's really good. If it can come down to a 4 or a 3, that's even better. And so you can keep tapping until you get to a more positive space. One final suggestion for you is I like to suggest to my clients that before they go out on a date, or even before if you're doing online dating and you're about to open up your computer or open up the app on your phone and look for a partner, but you're not feeling very positive about it, do some tapping first. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes of tapping before you do that. Now you're going to be in a better space. If you're about to go on that date, give yourself enough time. If you're feeling nervous about the date, you're feeling insecure about your communication skills or your dating skills or whatever it is, do some tapping on that before you go. It's going to help put you in a better frame of mind and in a better state. So I hope you have enjoyed this bonus on EFT. I encourage you to use it, try it. You can also do a Google search on YouTube for EFT tapping videos, and you can find more of them there. You can send me a note, contact me. I am also willing we could talk about doing some sessions individually and doing some tappings with me guiding you specifically on what's going on with you in this. So start using it, playing around with it. Remember, you can't do it wrong, and I promise you, it's a wonderful tool to have in your arsenal. All right, I'll see you on the next video.